This week, Bungie revealed some very interesting topics about upcoming events such as the Festival of the Lost that seem to have put everyone once again back on the hype train. These little teasers include a secret that Petra just kept away from us for quite some time, a once-loved character, sort of, that has been potentially being killed off, the last word in Thunderlord finally making a return into Destiny 2, as well as Wish number 13 finally being discovered. So stay tuned as we dive into detail about each one of these topics.
I couldn't take it, couldn't stand another minute. Couldn't bear another day without you in it. All of the joy that I had known for all my life.
First things first, let's talk about that once-loved character that may potentially have been killed off in the Destiny universe. Bungie uploaded a short preview of the tower and how it's going to look like during the next upcoming and returning event known as the Festival of the Lost. Now, as you all know, the festival and main intention of it is to remember and honor those that have died throughout the years of Destiny. However, if you pause the video at the section where there's a warlock sitting underneath the massive engram covered tree, you might see what I'm talking about. There's a small hologram at the base of the tree that, when you zoom in, looks very similar to Master Ives, the Cryptarch of the Reef. If you look up a file of his sprite online, you can easily make out the strap across his chest to his shoulder and the feathers protruding from the shoulder padding on our right. Many people have confirmed this to be true because everyone that was from the Reef originally is known and is alive. Petra's at the Dreaming City currently, Brother Vance is at the Lighthouse on Mercury, and Varric's left on a mission to do whatever he wants to do right now. Master Ives' whereabouts is unknown at the moment, which has led many to believe that he actually died during the collapse of the Reef. But can you really blame him? He kept giving you those horrible exotics, the ones that you didn't even want, so. However, the main reason for this tragedy is due to a voice actor incident on Bungie's hands. For those that don't know, Master Ives and Devon Kay are played by the same voice actor, which could potentially cause problems if the characters actually met up in the Destiny universe. So to fix the issue, Bungie went with a darker path and solution and killed off Master Ives. Rest in peace, poor Master Ives. Moving on to the next topic, and one that I myself am very excited about, is the return of the Last Word and the Thunderlord. This information was leaked by someone who goes by the name of Anon of the Nine. This is the same person who also leaked all 9 of the Forsaken Supers before it was actually out, which turned out to be 100% true. However, no one truly believed him since this was the first time that anyone has even heard from the person. Now that he was correct on his last assumption, we can now take his word for it and believe that what he says is actually true. At least for now. Many believe, and Bungie has even confirmed, that these exotics, as well as many others, are coming back with the upcoming Black Armory DLC later on this year. When Bungie was asked if this was true, John Hammett replied by saying this: "Your thunderous excitement has been noted," which is clearly pointed out toward the Thunderlord. Many believe, however, that the upcoming Festival of the Lost event will also contain some locked away and secret exotics that we could only hope for. However, I wouldn't get your hopes up too much because the previous Festival of the Lost events have never contained any exotics at all. However, there's always a chance since this is Bungie that we're talking about. The Black Armory will also contain a Horde mode, much like the Blind Well from Dreaming City or the Archon's Forge back in Destiny 1. However, it has been stated that your rewards will depend on how long you can survive. This has led many to believe that it may be an endless mode that gets increasingly harder with every round until you're completely overwhelmed, just like any other Horde mode. This Horde mode may be the way in how you can attain these returning exotics. However, I really don't hope for, at least not all of them, since, some of them are, they're pretty iconic at times, so I really would hope that they did a quest line for it, or at least like a story into it, much like they did for the Ace of Spades, because some of them are, like I said, they're so iconic that they deserve their own spotlight. Now, moving on to the next topic at hand, we have the Last Word, which is such an iconic weapon in the Destiny universe, which questioned us as to why the gun would only be obtained through a game Horde mode. Instead, many believe that there will actually be an exotic questline for it, which will contain a storyline much like the Ace of Spades was like. Let's go into detail a little bit more for this. The Drifter, as we all know, is a member of the Dredgen, which is a clan who follows the Guardian called Dredgen Yor, the original owner of the Thorn. Many believe that you will eventually meet up with Shin Malphur, the original owner of the Last Word. This is basically given to us when you finally complete the Malfeasance questline for the Drifter. He clearly states in his dialogue that an old friend of his will meet up with you one day. This is a direct reference to Shin Malphur, since he said that he will be keeping an eye on Guardians to make sure that they don't stay and stray from the light. By completing the Drifter's quest, you are basically becoming a Dredgen as well, since you are now using a weapon that's based on Dredgen Yor's original Thorn. Many believe that there will be a questline associated in some way with Shin, and that you must prove to him that you are still one with the light. For those of you who are not up to date on the Destiny lore, Shin Malphur was actually a Guardian who killed Dredgen Yor. And the reason for this is because Dredgen was planning to do some very devilish tasks. His ghost of course began to argue with him that what he wanted to do was of course wrong. Dredgen actually became fed up with his ghost and stabbed it to death with one of Thorn's own bullets, killing him immediately. Shin, however, was watching nearby, and once Dredgen's ghost had died, he jumped from cover, activated his golden gun, and killed Dredgen on the spot. You can actually visit this site and see Dredgen's broken ghost on the ground of his feet and the charred shadow of Dredgen on the rock where Shin had killed him. Now moving away from all the darkness and death and everything, we're going on to the next topic, which is wish number 13, which has finally been revealed to us, and with it came some very interesting effects. When you activate this wish on the wallets contained within the raid, it will turn the raid into something called Petra's Run, which is an alternative version of the Last Wish raid. However, I must warn you in advance that this is extremely difficult, and many will not be able to get this done no matter how many times that they try. The Petra's Run version is a massive handicap that's placed on your team where if a single person dies, then your entire fire team is kicked out and back into orbit. Will you have to relaunch and restart it all over again. This includes any death as well, not just from boss fights. If you're going on your way to the next boss fight and you die, that also counts when you're kicked out to orbit, so it's going to be extremely hard to do this. On top of that, you'll also need to make sure that you have a fire team where each of you has at least a minimum of 4 keys each. These keys are the ones, of course, that you beat once you defeat Riven. You need to have up a total of 4. You can actually have a max of 5, however, only 4 is needed for each of you. When and if you can somehow get to the final chest room at the end of the raid, you'll have to open up each and every single chest that's there. That is a total of 24. This will unlock a secret triumph as well as some additional perks in the raid. However, wish number 10 and 15 have still yet to be discovered, but we can only assume that they have to be very, very difficult or strange. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed these little leaks that Bungie has dropped for us, and let me know down in the comment section below what you're most excited about in these upcoming DLCs. For me, it's gotta be the return of the Last Word and the Thunderlord and so many other exotics. They're 2 of my most favorite OG weapons from Destiny 1. Again, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.